Hey everyone, it's Megan with AboveRubyStudio.com. Thanks for joining me for today's Tuesday tutorial. Today I'm doing a whole bunch of techniques and a whole bunch of different things that I think you guys are going to find really awesome. I am featuring the Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge, which actually Melanie Brown sent to me. It is a more expensive cartridge compared to other ones out there right now, but this one has quickly become my favorite and the one that I grab for the most and use almost exclusively anymore. And the really cool thing about it is there are so many stamp sets now that Close to My Heart has come out with that matches, and it tells you exactly what size you need to cut out the images on here. And it's a beautiful font. It has a fun extra font that you can layer with each other, and it has little circles in it. I love the card creative function. I love when I can cut out custom shaped cards with real great ease. And it also has some really cool borders and background lace, and you can even do the rolled flowers, which are so popular right now. There's like 3 or 4, I think it's in the very back. There's like 3 or 4 different designs that you can use, and it makes those pretty beautiful 3-dimensional rolled flowers. Here they are, right here. So there's just so much that you can do with this. There's tags and basic shapes, and I think it could become quickly a favorite if you're still collecting Cricut cartridges. This is definitely one to get. Anyway, I'm using my Gypsy, and I'm using a 12 by 24 mat. I think sometimes the 12 by 24 mat gets forgotten and lost, and it is a wonderful, wonderful, great thing because I put a piece of paper layers on the one side, which is your 12 by 24, get all those colors on there, and then I did my big card base, my 8.5 by 11, and then I did some extra over here. So let's just get started. I'm going to pull up my card base. I made this card a standard A2 size card as much as possible. So it really is a 5 1/4 inch card, and when it's in half, it's just perfect. It's the perfect size. It won't necessarily go into an A2 envelope, so I shouldn't say it's a standard A2 size card, but it would work. So there's my card, and this is really, really thick white cardstock, like super, super thick, so it's probably should have been on a multi-cut for what I did, but I just whipped everything through at one time, which isn't a big deal. Let me just clean up these edges a little bit. Everything else will be cut completely smooth, so I don't have to worry about it. I want to show you some of what I'm going to be doing today. We're going to be doing some glimmer misting. We're going to be doing some stamping. We're going to be doing some masking. We're using the 12 by 24 mat. We're just doing a lot with this cartridge all in one today. So I'm just cleaning up my edges right now with my Tim Holtz Tonic shears. Normally, if I didn't use my 12 by 24 mat, I probably could have gotten a deeper, cleaner cut. But it's no big deal. I didn't really consider it. I'm using some Post-it craft paper, and then I'm going to be using this as my mask for my star, which you can leave on here. This is, it's the 3M Post-it brand. You can just go to post-it.com/craft to find where you could get it. And then paper layers, of course. You guys should know very well. And I cut out several of the stars. So I just laid everything out on my Cricut, made each star 1/4 of an inch bigger, and I made 2 stars at 1 inch in size because that was the size of the stamp that I have, and I wanted it in white. Alright, set that aside. I have some glimmer mist, I have the glimmer packs, I have some stamps. There's just a lot going on here. So we're going to be doing a little bit of everything. I'm using the Hummingbird paint system because I love, it's the Rum Punch reddish pink. And then I'm also using the Pink Paisley Bold Brights. And I'm going to be using the blue chalkboard and the green. And I might even use the pink lipstick, who knows. Which this is not actually, this is a glimmer glaze, but it's a paint. We'll see. Alright, first what I need to do is fold my card in half. So if you're got a bone folder and you can just follow the little score mark in there, but I like to have it as clean as possible, so I just grab my score pal and I make it a full line straight down, fold it in half, and then I know I'm good to go. Now what I need to do to start, I'm going to grab my Post-it craft paper mask, and this is slightly repositionable, which is really helpful. I'm going to stick this right in the center. Right back in the center where we started from, because I want this to be as masked out as possible. And I'm going to start with the green. It's called Meadow Green. Glimmer Mist. And I'm just tapping it and shaking it. And I'm going to mist all the inside here. And I'm just letting it puddle up. And I'm going to do a little bit on this side. Be careful with the front of your card. You don't want to get green all over the front of your card. So you could mask that off as well. Actually, I'm going to twist this and let it sit there. Now I'm going to do some blue chalkboard on this side. And I'm letting it be very splattery. I'm not doing a lot of movement. I'm kind of concentrating it. So if you don't want it to be so concentrated and you want it to be splattery, just go in kind of circular sweeping motions. I want the blue to kind of overlap. I want it to look kind of tie-dyed with that green. And I'm going to do a little bit of blue right down here. I think that just has such a fun look to it. Now you could be using a splat mat. You don't have to use just a piece of scrap paper like I am. I want to do just a little bit of heat setting on here. And the reason I'm doing the heat set is more to heat the reverse side to get out any warping, any additional warping. I'm not really doing it because it needs to dry. I'm just trying to reduce some of my warp. And this seems to work really well to do that if you heat both sides. All right, once that's complete, you got all that masking done. Now we're going to close the card up, and I'm going to actually use some repositionable adhesive for this. And so you can see I'm using the Glue Glider Pro, and this is the repositionable. I just want you to see it on the pack. It does say it on there. I have used this many times. I'm actually out, and this is how cool it is. So I have my Perma Squares cartridge in there right now. You just want to pop it out and quickly replace it with the repositionable. Now I'm going to do it right along this edge here. Just a couple quick little strips. Okay. This way, my masking will stay good and clean on the inside. I'm going to flip my paper over just to keep it from getting green anywhere that I don't want it to be green. Now I'm using some rum punch. Shaking this up. I'm going to spritz the outside. Yeah, that's good. You could do, well, I guess I'm going to have to do. I'm going to do the reverse side. Flip it over, or you can just kind of spritz and splat. If you're working on an actual splat mat, that works actually really, really cool. All right. Again, quick little heat set on here for warping. Open this guy up, remove your repositionable adhesive, just kind of ball it up and it rolls right off. Running your finger across it, you don't have to do much. And now you should really be able to see why I used a really, really thick cardstock, because once it gets really saturated like this, it's a lot more flexible. You can use a baby wipe to wipe up your station. I definitely recommend using a splat mat, which just for whatever reason, could not find today. It's around here somewhere. Now I'm just pulling up my masking, which is my 3M craft paper. And just peel that right up, and it should be pretty clean and white. As you can see, it looks really cool. Really, really cool. And now what I'm going to do is find my layers. I want most of it to be white. I have a couple layers here, like I said, of my stars from paper layers that I'm just going to layer up on top of each other. And then the white is going to go right in the center, and that one's going to be stamped on with the matching stamp set. Let's see. Okay, there's one that says "You're a Star" on it, which we may use on here. I haven't decided. See, there's some really cool, this one's the princess one. It's called Princess Wings. I love these wings. Just so cute, and this is the little thing that goes with it. I love these sets. They're just adorable stamp sets. Okay, here it is. Here's the star. This is from the Celebration collection. This is the set that I believe actually comes with the cartridge when you buy this cartridge. from Close to My Heart. Just find a Close to My Heart consultant. If you don't have one, Melanie is at Courtney Lane Designs. And you can use her or anybody else. I'm going to grab the Salty Sea Megan Elizabeth ink pad. And this is the navy blue, which I find navy blue a really difficult color to come across with inks that I really like. So I'm really happy with this one. Anyway, so I cut it out at 1 inch, and this is going to go right in the center. In my navy blue. Isn't that so cute? I love the way that turned out. And it's a super juicy, juicy ink pad, which I know many of you have been waiting on patiently. They're coming, I promise. They are in. We're just having a little bit of, I don't want to say difficulty, but we're having some difficulty getting it posted in the store. We have to get everything counted and make sure everything's accurate first. So the only delays are really because we want to make sure we're bringing you guys the best we possibly can. And I think you guys can understand that. All right, layering this up here. I'm going to use a pop dot on this particular one. Or some pop dot material, either way. Use your You Cut It foam. Or your packaging of another pack, doesn't matter, either way. And the only reason I cut out 2 of the white was because I was unsure. I was a little bit unsure of the stamp, but it turned out great. So just 1 is fine. And I'm using my Glue Glider Pro, which is the push or pull. So you can see I'm pushing it right now. You can just flip it over and then it becomes a pull glue glider. And then this is just going to go right in my center of all of my other masked out, stamped out, 1 layer image. How cute is this? And isn't that great? Like this, I think this is such a perfect card for a teenage boy, or, you know, some kind of reward for maybe a really good ball game, or, you know, a kid that's really into sports. I think this card just turns out really awesome for that. So then you can do your stamping on the outside. There's some glimmer to it, of course, but that green, red, blue really just works great. Let's grab the Eurostar, and we'll stamp that along the bottom. That's from the Thoughtful Tidings, Close to My Heart. And Emma actually has a really cool stamp set. I don't have it here, but she has a really cool stamp set for boys, for sports. She has some boys, so it works well for her. She has some really cute stamps. I was actually looking at playing with them. My Creative Time, Emma. She has some matching dies that go with them, and they're really, really cute. This is my favorite. I got off track here, but I'm showing you anyway. This one's my favorite. It's called Keeping It Classy. And then gift card sentiments and Classy and Fabulous, which go great with these. But I love these little characters. Aren't they cute? I think that's fabulous illustration. So anyway, love these. Again, these are Emma from My Creative Time. You can check her out as well. And I'm going to use some more navy blue, Salty Sea. Just dabbing it on. And we'll put that right here. I'm going to open up the card. Press it down, pull it up, and there it says it, you're a star. So I hope that you guys enjoyed today's Tuesday tutorial and learned a little bit about some of the Glimmer Mist, a little bit about masking, and some other stamps, the Art Philosophy Cricut cartridge. And don't forget to pull out those 12 by 24 mats. They are very useful, and I think they often get shoved in a corner and forgotten about. You can also cut them in half. If you find you're not using the 12 by 24, just cut it directly in half at that 12-inch line, and then always load in the side that has the extra, extra bit of green. So for what I'm trying to say is this outer border, load that side in first, and then you can just use your 12 by 24 mats as 12 by 12. Anyway, have a fabulous day, guys. Thanks for joining me for today's Tuesday tutorial, and enjoy the moments. Bye-bye.